I'm a yawning penguin on the party. I'm a yawning penguin on the party. Okay, I know that's not what they're really saying, but as far as I know it's something in Zulu, and I don't speak Zulu, so I don't know what it means. Anyway, salvete omnes, this is Emilia, also known as TheMartianGeek, and welcome to a new project. This is, obviously, The Lion King, specifically the Super Nintendo game based on the movie. It was also released on the Genesis, but unlike with Toy Story and especially Aladdin, I don't think there are enough appreciable differences between the two for me to recommend one over the other, though obviously I'm biased toward the Super Nintendo version. Let's check out the options menu, shall we? We have a choice of 3 difficulties. I'll be doing normal mode for this Let's Play, though when I was a kid I generally played it on easy. We can choose between stereo, mono, and off for the music. We obviously want stereo. We can choose between on or off for the sound effects, and we obviously want on. And we have a sound test, which I will not be showing off much of because of spoilers, basically. We can also change our controls, but I'm good with the default. So, let's just go ahead and start.
It starts.
Yeah, this game actually has a little bit of voice acting, even. So, level 1, the Pridelands. At the bottom left-hand corner of the screen is our life count, and 0 count, so we have 3 lives, basically, 2 extra lives. That's one thing that's affected by the difficulty setting. If we were playing on difficult, we'd start with 0 lives, which also means that every continue only actually gives you 1 extra life. And on easy, we start with the full 8. For whatever reason, this game maxes out its life count at 8. Not 9, 8. I have no idea why they did it that way, but they did. Top right of the screen is our health meter. That goes down by 2 every time we take a hit, and the top left of the screen is a meter that we'll get to in a bit. For some reason that lizard didn't spawn, but that's our first enemy of the game. Jump on it, it dies. Typical platforming stuff, and that bug would have restored our health if we'd lost any. And we have a porcupine. We can't jump on that for obvious reasons, so we roar at it to make it flip over and then jump on it. That's what the upper left-hand corner thing is. That's the roar meter, and I believe enemies that don't react in a particular way to it, like the porcupines do, can be stunned by it. So we'll let it fill up gradually, and we'll demonstrate that with this lizard. Yeah, see how it's stunned? We also have these blue beetles. Jump on them, and after a while they'll explode. Be out of the way when it happens, of course. I think they do something if you roar at them. Maybe. Maybe not. Jump on the porcupine? You know, in one of my test runs, I somehow got the porcupine to die and fall off the level after roaring at it, and I can't seem to replicate that. That red bug we just got extends our HP, and this is a checkpoint. Obviously, if you see a red bug, get it. More health is always good. Unless, of course, you're playing Paper Mario and doing a... Ow, I actually did get hit. And doing a Danger Mario strategy, but that's a pretty specific edge case. The thing that says 1-up down there is a 1-up, funny enough. And we can roll by pressing down while removing. We can do that to get through here, and come down here where there's another bug, and a continue. That's what that big sun-shaped thing is. Or spiral, if you prefer. And is it just me, or does this rock look like a boot? Or the bottom of a shoe, I mean. Like, if you turned a shoe upside down, that would be that. So, since we came out toward the bottom of the level, we have to climb back up, but the enemies don't respawn, so no biggie. Yeah, they call it the Pridelands, but it's more like one big Pride Cliff. Because this one is pretty vertical and not too much horizontal. Couple more lizards. And over here, we have another health bug and this big blue one, which extends your roar meter. It's actually unusual for this level to have both the health extender and the roar extender. Usually levels only have one or the other, and a couple of them don't even have one. Now this bug will give you a bonus game after the level. And coming up here, we get the second checkpoint. Another bug that we don't need, and the boss. It's a hyena. Just wait for it to growl and then jump over us, and then when it gets tired, jump on it. Repeat this twice. Yeah, this game does not have much in the way of bosses, but there we go. That would have died in 1 hit if we were playing on easy, and it would have taken 3 on difficult. Yeah, spoken like a true wise man, Mufasa. I just talked over you. So, here's our bonus. Now, We control Pumbaa, and this is kind of RNG based, depending on where Timon throws the bugs and what kind of bugs he throws. He can throw really slow ones like that, and yeah, I was not able to get to that one in time. I have to go all the way across the screen and back. I don't know what all you can actually get from that game, but we don't care about it anymore because it's time for level 2. Can't wait to be king. Or roar at monkeys? I would assume that's a subtitle or a hint. We start off with this rhino. We can swing on its tail, and if we jump on its head, it butts us upward, where the monkeys can throw us around, and we can land on a giraffe. Stay on the giraffe for too long, and we slide off it, which is a bad thing when we're above instant death water like these are. So don't stay on the giraffe head for too long. So here's the main gimmick of the level, these monkeys. The pink ones we can roar at and it'll change which direction they're facing. They can only toggle between 2 different directions. And if we jump on the rhino and get thrown around by the monkey without roaring at it first, we won't go anywhere. We need to roar at both of the monkeys here to make any progress. Simple enough puzzle. Needless to say, it gets much more complicated later on. This level likes to have things in pairs, like an easy version as an anti-piece and then a more difficult version later. Such as this infamous ostrich ride. I'm not really sure why it's so infamous, but for this first one, all you have to do is follow the arrows. Either jump, duck, or double jump, and I guess it can be the double jump that might throw people off. But yeah, that was the end of the first section. Come to the first checkpoint, and this is the part of the level that I think is the hardest. A whole lot of rhino tails, and if we miss, we die. Yeah, people seem to complain about the difficulty of this level. I guess it can feel like a difficulty spike, but I feel like that speaks more to how easy level 1 is than how hard level 2 is, really. Also, that 1-up respawns, conveniently enough, so if you die after this but before the next checkpoint, you can just get the 1-up again. And now it's time for the second ostrich section, which does not have arrows to help us. So we really gotta pay attention because the obstacles kind of blend in with the scenery. If I die here, I won't consider it too much of a problem. But yeah. I still don't think this is that hard, though. I mean, like I said, it's not really any harder than something like a minecart. I've heard of people outright rage-quitting the game just because of the ostriches, and that seems a bit drastic. Like I said, I still think the hardest part of the level is the one with all the rhino tails. So now it's time for the second monkey puzzle, and there's a lot to keep track of here, especially since we also have a bug up to the top right there that we want to get, as well as a 1-up. There are 2 rhinos here. One of them does basically nothing. And that was not the one that does basically nothing. This was. But we can get that 1-up that way. So we need to get farther to the right of the level. So we can roar at that monkey. Okay, to be honest, I don't remember the exact sequence necessary to get everything here. But I have a pretty good idea of it. So we have this part of the level, and then we have this monkey that we have to roar at. And this rhino, again, doesn't really do much. Pretty much just a red herring. And now we have to use these logs to cross back over to the left part. Careful not to fall into the water, obviously. And then we go through this sequence again. So now this monkey will throw us back to the left. Or that one will, rather. And now we can go up here, roar at this monkey, and get this bug. And whoops, I didn't mean to jump on that rhino. And now we need to roar at this one again to get it to go the other way. So now that goes there, and this goes way over there. And that's the end of the level. So it's time for the other kind of bonus game you can get, the bug hunt. Seems like this one has more potential for getting 1-ups and continues and stuff, but if you touch one of the black widow spider looking bugs, then you instantly lose. So don't. If this were off camera, I'd consider just using save states to get as many bugs as possible, but since we're not doing that... heck, I'm losing time here. I want that continue. Seems like every 10 bugs you get something, and you also get a restoration of some of your time. Yeah, I'm not going to get that one up. Not nearly enough time. Oh well. So that was the first 2 levels. There are 10 in the game, so I think this is a good stopping point. I will see you in the next episode.